Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video here in Tablemon channel. Thanks so much for tuning in. We're going to be playing a few games with Gardevoir EX, what I feel like is the absolute best deck in the format. If you get a solid start, nothing can stop this. It has one-hit KOs with regular Guardy and Station. It has a powerful draw engine with the refinement. Kirlias has really good single prize support with Cresselia. It has really good overall support with Greninja and Manaphy, and it really takes advantage of Iono to disrupt your opponent's hand. As long as you haven't evolved your Kirlias, you get extra cards afterwards, so you get a lot of draw, a lot of search throughout the deck. So many ball cards as well. Double Artisan is a choice, mostly because Temple of Sinnoh is right now completely broken on PTG Live, along with many other cards. So usually I would play a 1 Temple, 1 Artisan, 1 Collapse Stadium. However, I will say 2 Artisan, consistency-wise, has felt really amazing. Temple does feel like it's important against the Lugia matchup, but overall, it could have some merit to just run 2 Artisan and maybe 2 Artisan, 1 Temple of Sinnoh is the right way to go. 11 basic energies, and of course, the fantastic reversal energy to help with the deck. I did make another, more specific, solid understanding of how Gardevoir EX decks work, this more streamlined version, so you can check that out over in my channel as well. Let's jump into some games and see how we do. If you want to support the channel, you can use code Tablemon to get 5% off at Potent Store for your online codes, 10% off for your sealed product at Flipside Gaming, and 10% off on your aluminum accessories at TC Evolutions. Or if you're looking to buy singles or sleeves, you can fill up your cart and close the tab, then click on the affiliate link in the description and check out. That way you can support the channel over at TCG Player, Card Market, and Dragon Shield. This video is sponsored by the Pokemon TCG deck building website PokemonCard.io. ¿Eres de México y necesitas cartas de Pokémon? Busca Hyperbeam Cards en Facebook e Instagram. Y si estás en Tijuana, búscalos en el local C27 en el centro comercial Otay. Alright, so off to a decent-ish start, heavily dependent on what Mysterious Tail brings us, and definitely right now the metagame in PTG Live is not very accurate given all the card bans and all the bugs. To nobody's surprise, part of me honestly hopes that the game keeps breaking more, so that they have to like really do a big redo or something. Yeah, I'm comfortable enough to where I know the viewers would support my content even if I was only doing like pure deck profiles, the other style of videos, over only gameplay and whatnot. I would hope that people would still continue to come to the channel with that. But yeah, for now, we're playing Gardevoir, as it's, from my perspective, the queen of the format. It's the best deck by far, in my opinion. Not when you price to Ralts, then it could get a little dicey here. Definitely a little problematic right there. But it's okay. Yeah, we should be able to manage. Now, the unfortunate part here is if I play a level ball and don't grab a Ralts, then that reveals the fact that I don't have Ralts. So not gonna go ahead and do that. Nothing else for me to really do here. Is there ever a universe? Nah. I mean, my best hope right now is that they go ideally KO the Mew. Would have loved to level ball for a third Ralts. I would feel much more comfortable with that. My opponent has, yeah, the Arceus V-Star. Starburst for Energy Boss is definitely the right play right here, 100%. However, my opponent chooses not to do that, instead choosing to go and power up or search for other Pokemon, only 2 in fact, which is very odd, not maximizing the search from Arceus V-Star, because there's no way they just have every other V Pokemon in their hand, right? So, as usual, very questionable plays by the opponents that I get on PTG Live. which is understandable. I'm definitely not playing the ladder enough. It's very discouraging to play with the game the way it is. All the bugs, the length of game as well, right? Like playing a game takes 20 minutes, so there's no grinding. Yeah, if games took 5 to 10 minutes, then it would be a completely different situation. But games take so long, you're always on the edge of what's going to break this time around. But anyways, let's focus on this game in particular. No more V-Star. They benched the Greninja. They also didn't use their ability. So, as mentioned, questionable decisions by my opponent all over the place. I do have return attack, but I don't think I really want to do that just yet. Honestly, my opponent not going boss here would be ideal. Iono is cool. So the issue I have is if I go rare candy into this Gardevoir, then I definitely don't have a Gardevoir EX, right? To be able to do much, if at all. So I'm going to start with concealed cards. I don't think I want to Iono my opponent's hand here. All right. I kind of want to bench the Zacian as a distraction. My opponent can KO it, and if they KO it, it's unfortunate, but it's also part of it. Yeah, it would cost them, and it would distract them from my Kirlias, right? Or my resources right here. So I don't think I'll be able to afford to bench into Gardevoir, and this is pretty big. Like, this is definitely pricing to Ralt. It happens once every 100 games, so it's not like super likely, but it can most certainly happen, right? So I mean, part of me wants to go Ultra Ball into Gardevoir EX, because if I have Gardevoir EX and if I have a Zacian, I feel like that's going to be enough of a distraction for my opponent to be like, oh no, I have to attack the Zacian, and then boom comes the Gardevoir. Yeah, so I think that's what I'm going to do right here. No attack for me, but that's all right. All right, so I definitely want to end my turn with, I'm actually playing quite sneaky right here. All right, I'm definitely gonna Roar of the Sword. I have 3. That'll be my 4th energy. 3, 6. All right, I think I'm gonna Roar of the Sword onto the Kirlia to be a little like sneaky in that sense. Yeah. Hopefully distract my opponent from the Kirlia. If I get Iono'd, that would also really suck, because then my reversal energy would be at the very bottom of the deck, and finding it again would be a problem. All right, Lost City. Now that is a bigger problem. Oh, do they just really have the boss's orders to knock out my Zacian right here? Yes, they do. King the Kirlia would be the right play, but yep, there's a distraction. Now, the unfortunate thing is that my Zacian will now be in the lost zone. I can't believe they had all of this. And the switch too, so it didn't cost them any energy either to pull this off. So, ugh, just bad things all around. Yeah, this is really bad. I don't think I can win this game anymore, because what can happen now, this does 250 max, right? So what can happen now is, or rather my best and only path to victory, I think, is this Gardevoir takes a knockout, I unlock Ralts, and then I need to set up another Gardevoir to get the clean KO on this. That's gonna be so impossibly difficult. All right, but I have to try. Having this Zacian in the Lost Zone definitely makes this a very unlikely win for me, just based purely on that. Okay, I really want to use concealed cards afterwards, so like we can still win, but pricing to Ralts, my opponent's start, my start, everything's just not going well at all. All right, so we're gonna conceal cards. Definitely need to counter Stadium right here to prevent ideally another Lost City for my own Gardevoir. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 8 total energies, which I do have. 5, 6, 7 and 8. I also need to power up this Gardevoir without 3 energies. I need to manually power up 1. So that's pretty important to note for next turn. But, I mean, I do have the boss. I am missing an energy, however. I do have the Shiny Arcana. I almost forgot. Alright, that energy onto the guard is actually a pretty big deal. And the level ball is alright. Okay, so we get our 300 damage. We get our return KO. We are far from being in a good situation, but we do have a game-winning plan, right? I do need Ralts. Okay, I got 1. So with the Super Rod, I can bench 2 Ralts. And so my opponent will take a knockout on this Gardevoir this turn. Doesn't matter with which Pokemon. And then I need to go bench Ralts, bench the other Ralts. Haven't been disrupted by Iono. An opponent's Iono would also be really bad. But we have a plan, yeah? And I want you, like, to take big note of how I am from the very beginning. As soon as I saw that I priced it to Ralts, I formulated a plan on how to win, yeah? And the Station was bait. I feel like my opponent just sees, oh, Station can do a lot of damage. They don't recognize that there's only 2 Ralts, and if they knock out 1, right? If they had gotten Boss KO, Boss Lost Zone the Kirlia, that's immediately game over, yeah? Now, I don't know why they're taking so long. I think my opponent might have left. Dang, I really wish... I feel like I had a good-ish chance of winning this game based on simply raw skill, yeah? Benching that Station, giving my opponent that sort of like, haha, here it is, yeah? Don't look at my Kirlias and Ralts, yeah? But generally, as a almost golden rule, just knock out the Ralts. Go after the Kirlias and the Ralts, yeah? Station is not threatening if there's no Ralts or Kirlias, yeah? And the less Ralts and Kirlias there are, that means less draw power for the Gardevoir, so less chance of them having what they need when they need it, okay? So, I don't know why my opponent went AFK. But it is what it is, I guess. Yeah, alright, so seems like, I mean, I'm gonna play out my turn, right? No reason not to. I'm gonna go ahead and Shining Arcanum, right? And then, I mean, I kind of want to Ultra Ball just to get rid of these things. Also get to thin the deck of, sure, the Manaphy, in case they do come back. I have the Kirlia already in my hand. Let's bench the Cresselia, and let's just take the KO, right? Well, take the KO on this. That seems alright. Does it actually matter? Actually, probably going after the attacking this preemptively might have actually been a little better, but it's okay. Pretty sure my opponent's just no longer here, so it won't matter at all. Yeah, because now we're in a situation where that's their only attacker. They KO this, they can never one-shot the Guardy, so I can 2-hit KO this and be completely fine. All good. Worst case scenario is they would have a Path to Peak plus Iono, right? That's definitely the worst case scenario right here. But yeah, they're gone. So I'm just gonna finish this and I'll see you in the next game. Alright, on to the second game, and as I continue to say in the videos, since we are not getting very competitive games at all on PC Live, wow, this crazy here because of the fan, look. We are not getting very competitive games at all right now on live, but something important that you can get out of these games, and me showing these, is like the train of thought and the process of really trying to get the max out of the beginning, right? Really maximizing your outs to have a stable beginning, because if you have a stable beginning, then that leads very nicely into the next few turns, right? So seems like we're up against Turbo Lost Box, hopefully, or it could be Kyogre or Turbo, I don't know. Either way, seems like we are in for a tough ride because we are going second and my hand is just not very good at all. Yeah, so we'll see. We shall see. All right, the mulligan. I mean, that's useful. That is most certainly useful. Everyone's starting Comfey. I mean, me starting. Oh, wait, I went first? All right, so my opponent actually let me go first, which is not a good thing to do. All right, so don't choose to go second. Please do not choose to go second. The chance of attacking, you're not guaranteed a turn one Cramorant. There's like, just don't do it. Yeah, I promise you, it's a bad idea. All right, well, I did prize my Greninja, so not a lot of energy acceleration for me this particular turn. I mean, kind of like attaching energy somewhere. I also kind of like attaching the reversal energy right here. There's no way my opponent gets a turn 1 Sableye, right? There is a universe where my opponent gets a turn 1 Radiant Greninja. And if they do, well, so be it. No. Odds of that happening is even lower, right? So, than the turn 1 Cramorant. But if you start Comfey, if you start Raw Battle VIP Pass, that's certainly going to be good. So I guess the worst case scenario is definitely Radiant Greninja, right? That's actually worse than a turn 1 Sableye. Second worst is Escape Rope, Cramorant KO. So pretty busted hand for my opponent. Comfey start, Radiant Greninja in hand, Battle VIP Pass, and Nest Ball to the point where they can actually afford to loss on a Comfey now. By loss owning that Comfey, now they are dependent on an external card, whether it's Colress or whether it's Lost Vacuum, to actually get the turn 1 attack off. And notice how I lost the gun flip and they chose to go second to get the attack off, yeah, which is never ever guaranteed. Heavy Ball. Doesn't seem like they found Colress, right? So them choosing to go second has now produced a disadvantage for them. You know, it literally has produced a disadvantage for them. Now, a big card I'm going to lose here, potentially if I research, is the Super Rod. But yeah, generally, my opponent did this to themselves. Yeah, by choosing to go second. They get this start when going first, then I finish my turn like this. Now they are threatening the Greninja. Yeah, so this is 100% on them. 100% on them. Okay, so I don't think there is a universe where I can KO here. I'm just debating. I mean, I think I just have to accept that I'm gonna lose the Super Rod and just go for the research. It is what it is. All right, evolving everything and establishing Manaphy. And establishing Manaphy is the biggest thing here. I'm just gonna thin out the resources. Yeah. All right. There is a universe where Shining Arcana can get me 2 energies, but that's so unlikely, right? So now I'm gonna Mysterious Tail to get better potential draws. And the Level Ball is the card that I'm gonna discard. The more energies I can place without damaging myself, the better. Yeah. And now, most definitely, oh, my dog is snoring so cute. All right. Looking good. Yeah, honestly, looking pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and establish the Cresselia as well. And I'm just gonna go ahead and attach to the Gardevoir. There's no way my Mew survives the turn here. Yeah. And then we'll pass. But having this setup without being a prize down is incredible. Yeah. My opponent had chosen to go first. I would have lost my reversal energy, or I would have lost my rare candy Gardevoir. I would have had to research to find a Manaphy, and just like I would have had this hand without the Gardevoir. I don't know. Yeah. Do not choose to go second. Ever. Maybe in the Lost Box mirror match, but even then it's questionable. Yeah, because if you get a turn of Flower Selects before your opponent, then sure, maybe they get the first prize card. but you probably get to Sableye first, assuming you get to like Colress and whatnot. So an extra turn of loss of flower selecting also means you get to get closer to a Colress if you don't have one in your starting hand, right? An extra turn of concealed cards. You're just seeing that many more cards compared to your opponent. All right, so the Mew, I think it's gonna be the Gardevoir, honestly. I don't want to give up a prize card, and I'd rather the Cresselia be as healed as possible, because if I can use Cresselia twice, that's gonna be really, really big. Yeah, so the big card that I need next turn is Gardevoir EX. You know? All right, or you can have the Mew. I honestly don't mind that. I am okay with this price trade-off. All right, but they're just really digging. That's 5 cards in the loss, 6 cards in the loss, I'm sorry. Rashgate doesn't really help them. That is another questionable decision. Especially with my reversal energy being played. If I can go boss KO the Dragonite, like what's the rush? My opponent's rushing to get to 7 cards and activate Rashgate. They're losing so many resources in the process. They now have a liability, so my opponent is playing to get cards in the lost zone. They are not playing to beat me, which is a really, really big difference. Yeah. Because sure, now they got to 10, right? Fantastic. Good job. You got to 10. You don't even have space for Sableye. You got to 10 and you could have been at 4 and you'd be in the exact same spot. You could have been at 8 without the call. You could have been at 6 without the Colress. You'd be in the exact same spot as you currently are. So very, very, very questionable decision making by my opponent right here. Very questionable. All right. So now for me, I'm thinking about that Dragonite is always there to be KO'd, so I know as long as I don't whiff the Gardevoir EX this turn, I am 100% sure I am not going to lose this game. I am that confident, yeah. So confident so that I'm just gonna research here. Yeah, there's the Gardevoir EX, there's the boss's orders for potentially next turn. I have this game won. I am not losing this game ever. Yeah, I would need to either misclick or get disconnected for me to lose this game. I can, like, if I don't win this game based on like normal conditions that are happening right now, I don't know, I'll do a silly challenge. Yeah, give me ideas for a challenge. As you're watching this, pause. Yeah, don't find out the end, and then just like, I don't know, I'll do a silly challenge. If I actually don't win this game, I will generally do a silly challenge. Yeah. All right. So 1 energy. There was merit to promoting the Gardevoir just so that I would have more energies in the discard pile to potentially retreat and repower up next turn, but that's generally okay. I am in such a good spot. I cannot explain how good a spot I am in right now. Like, it's, I know I have this game won. It's just a matter of going through the motions. Yeah, it literally is just a matter of going through the motions. So yeah, this is good. All right, so Moonglow reverse, knock out you. Pretty nice. So we are tied in prizes. Yeah, what's gonna happen is maybe they KO my Cresselia, but I have that 2 prize liability, and I'm gonna be using Iono pretty much every single turn from now onwards. Yeah, pretty much every single turn. They go after my Manaphy. That is honestly completely okay to an extent. I can just respond, KO the Dragonite, and I can also fully evolve, yeah, to avoid a potential Greninja play. So all good. That's the second Mirage Gate. That's now gone. There's one. There's another. So less ways to power up like a big threat. Me going after the Dragonite would be pretty good. Or I can do that until the very last turn. You know? I generally could do that until the very last turn. So then my opponent has to choose. Do they go after the Manaphy and place damage elsewhere? Or did they just clean KO the Cresselia, right? Which right now they do have the initiative. And so far from what I've seen, I cannot be sure if they have Drapion or Kyogre. Yeah. I'm gonna assume it's Drapion because we did see the Sky Seal Stone. All right, that is a good indicator that it is Drapion and not Kyogre right here. And yeah, okay, so they're preparing for the Greninja, right? Which is honestly completely okay. Where do they place the rest of the damage? 40, 30, sure, KO the Manaphy. Who gets the rest of the damage? Whoever gets it will immediately, unless it's Cresselia, will immediately be out of range of the Greninja. And if they choose to spread it, then that's fine, you know? All right, damage on the Gardevoir, which, what does that mean? Now I get to Cresselia, knock out the Sableye, I put the Gardevoir out of range, so that means my opponent can only get one prize card through the Greninja. I also have the possibility to get back to Manaphy immediately. It will remove my possibility to get back Ralts and Kirlias, but that is honestly a-okay with me at this stage. So let's get back you, you, and you. The station, you never know when it might be useful to target down that Dragonite. And so I'm thinking Iono here. I am generally thinking Iono. No, first I need to... Ooh, getting another energy in the discard pile might actually be a challenge. Because I got rid of my Ultra Ball. Okay, so that is a small dent in my plans. There's a Manaphy, however. I mean, I can't just KO with Cresselia, right? I really would like to not damage. Is there anything else I can bench right now and then go Collapse Stadium? No. No, that doesn't seem worth it. Or does it? There isn't anything though. I didn't put back the... If I had put back the Mew, nah, this is fine. I'd still have another free target. I could have benched the Mew, attached to it, discarded it with Collapse Stadium, and then been in a decent spot. But no, I don't want to play the Collapse Stadium, that's for sure. Alright, what if I just go boss KO the Dragonite here? They can't get two prizes, right? No matter what they do. So I definitely think that's my new plan then. So we're going to go ahead and attach here. That's going to be enough. I am behind in prize cards, so my reversal energy is working. I get the KO here. All good. And then I get to snipe more with Cresselia. Let's Shining Arcana, because why not? And then we'll get our KO. Brainwave. KO. Reversal energy is gone. I will have energies in the discard pile for Cresselia. This could unlock the Ralts as well, which would be major. It does not, but it could have. Greninja is another way I could have gotten an extra energy in the discard pile, but I obviously didn't have access to it since the beginning. Yeah, but when I refinemented away that Ultra Ball, that was a little costly in a way, you know? But all good. So now the Cresselia, I mean, now the Manaphy can... No, jeez, this is not a Manaphy. Now the Sableye can get a 2-prize turn, right? Sorry, not this turn, but the next Sableye can get a 2-prize turn. But the question is, do they go after the Manaphy and put the rest of the damage elsewhere, or do they just KO the Gardevoir and put the leftovers somewhere else? Yeah, that is the question. I went in 3 turns, right? I know I went in 3 turns. Okay, they do have boss's orders. Interesting. So does this mean they're not going to attack the Manaphy? Oh, they're just going after the crest? That's completely fine. Okay, all good. So I just go attach, retreat, Iono KO. Okay, well, I can't heal this anymore. I think I'm just gonna have to evolve this Kirlia, which is honestly not a big deal. Yeah. I will go ahead and attach here. Let's go ahead and get rid of useless stuff before I evolve the Kirlia into a Gardevoir. Now, is it this Gardevoir or the other one? So let me think this through. I retreat, KO, get down to 2 prizes, and then they could Sableye, KO the Manaphy, and then if they go 7 and 5, then the Greninja is open, right? So as long as I evolve into this, I am 100% safe. I am fairly certain. Fairly certain. Do I want to collapse Stadium? And if I do, what do they get rid of? I think I do. Because whatever they get rid of will hurt them. No free attack for whatever reason. No. Comfey. If they have another boss and double Mirage Gate Drapion, that could be sort of a problem, but pulling that off when I'm gonna Iono consistently each and every turn should be quite difficult. I don't know about the Greninja. No, benching Greninja is the same as having the Gardevoir, right? So I just need to Iono here. And then there's the other Iono, which is fantastic. I can also Shining Arcana before I commit to anything else. Alright, well, let's go ahead and retreat. And we will take the KO. I mean, they could play it down a path, right? A path to being would actually be problematic. The biggest thing for me that makes this closer than it should be was when I had to research away the Super Art in the beginning. Because if this turn I use Cresselia, I'm pretty sure I immediately win the game. Yeah. I'm still very confident I'm gonna win though. Very confident. Alright, they did promote the Comfey. Wow. Colress off of my Iono. I mean, admittedly, they still had 2 Colresses left, so that's fair. Where's Sealstone and Nest Ball gone? Alright. My crazy hair throughout this whole video. Crazy hair throughout this whole video. Alright. Artisan, not a big deal. The Rolls being price all game, also small-ish issue, but not the end of the world. Right, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna Iono. So the only thing that I need now is an energy to potentially retreat the Manaphy in case they play escape rope of sorts. So they go 9 and 3 to a Gardevoir EX, maybe? Or to a Manaphy. Maybe they play Echoing Horn. That is also another possibility. But then they would require Echoing Horn plus Clara plus the Sableye in order to win, right? Okay, so I spread the damage 2-1-1. That's completely okay. All good. 2 energies on this Gardevoir means I'm out of range of the Dragonite EX. This energy means I am most certainly out of range. And so now I'm gonna go ahead and Ultra Ball away these 2. Grabbing this. And alright. I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna put back these 2. So why the research? Because there's a universe where they can go boss and try to stall the Manaphy or something off of this Iono. So the research gives me the potential to get extra draw, 8. Yeah, so there's the energy, right? And there's a research. So They need to find KO on this Gardevoir EX this turn, which the only way I could imagine they can is Drapion double Mirage Gate off of a 2-card hand. If they do it, then I owe somebody something. I guess. I mean, I have the Seishan in there, so no, never mind. I was gonna say maybe if they promote, like, they get back the Dragonite and promote it, or they get back the like even putting Drapion in the front, right? Okay, Pokestop though. Wow, Super Rod, Mirage Gate, and Vacuum. Oh my gosh. Trekking shoes. No way. Are they gonna actually pull this off? Are they actually going to pull this off here? No shot. No shot. One card left in the tag. Oh my god. Do they have it? No shot. No. No way. No freaking way. I mean, they must have it, right? One escape rope only in the lost zone. Wow. Attach for turn? No way. That is actually insane. No freaking way, man. No freaking way. I just lost that game. All right. That is something. Yeah, that is something else. I don't know what to say. I generally don't know what to say. The Super Rod that I lost in the beginning was really, really big, because then I couldn't get back the Cresselia to continue sniping on the bench. Because then I would have had Cresselia, and then I would have had Gardevoir for this last turn, right? Wow. And the fact that they just got everything off of Iono to 2. I mean, they had very few cards, right? But they got the Pokestop, which got them the perfect 3 cards, which then Trekking Shoes into the Colress. And it's like, I mean, the combination that happened right there was on a whole other level, honestly. Yeah, props to my opponent for figuring it out. Don't choose to go second, though. If my opponent had not chosen to go second, they would have ran me over. Because of my discard in the beginning. Yeah. All right, so I ate my words and I did lose the game. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.